Hi, you're welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson, you're going to look at how to solve algebraic equations. So we know that an equation involves an equal to sign. So let's say you're given something like a 2 plus a certain number is equal to 5. This becomes an equation because there is the introduction of the equal to sign. However, if you have something like 2 plus x, this is just an algebraic expression. So in this lesson, you're going to look at how to solve algebraic equations which involve just one step. So you don't really have to solve numerous steps before you get to the answer for the variable. Okay, so in this lesson I'm going to explain to you the meaning of an expression like this or an equation like this. So if you have 2 plus x is equal to 5, what does it mean? It means that 2 was added to a certain number and now the result is 5. Or when you add 2 to a certain number, the result is going to be 5. So what number should you add to so that the result becomes 5? And I'm sure you know that, of course, it's going to be 3, because if I have 2, 1, 2, what number should I add before I get 5? So I need to add, so 2, then I continue 3, 4, 5. So if I add 3 more, I'm going to get what? 5. So it means that the answer is going to be 3. Because if I add 3 to 2, I'm going to get 5. But we're going to look at how to solve it algebraically. Now, the whole thing that we're going to do is that if you are given a question like this, the first thing you have to do is to do something called grouping of like terms. In grouping of like terms, what we are doing is that we are trying to get all the letters to be at one side and all the numbers to also be at one side. The operator connecting these two is addition, okay? And because I said we are grouping like terms, meaning we are getting rid of we have to get rid of this number so that it can go and join this number at the other side of the equal to sign. Okay, so this is more like the bridge. Okay, so we have elements on the left, we have elements on the right. You understand what I'm saying? So we can choose that. Let all the variables, the letters that we use to represent what we don't know, so we call the variables. So let's say we are keeping the variables on the left and then the numbers on the right. So what we do is that because the operator connecting this is addition, what we do is that we have to take away 2 from both sides. So I'm taking away 2 from both sides. Remember that whatever you do to the left side, do the same thing to the right side. So now I'm going to solve this. I'll now say 2 minus 2 is what? That gives you 0. No need for us to write the 0 because it's nothing. Okay, no need for us to write that. Now, this x remains. The next is the equal to. Then we say 5 minus 2, that gives you 3. One step equation and we're done. So we know that that's something that when we add to the 2, we are going to get 5 becomes what? 3. Now let's take another question. Now the good thing about YouTube videos is that you can always reverse it. You can watch it again and again and again till you understand it. You can pause the video to try an example. So let's take another one. So let's say we have x plus 4 is equal to 10. So with this question too, we are saying that there is something. Like I said, this is a variable and it can be any letter. We can use x, y, z, a, b, any letter. So there's a number. When I add it to 4, I'm going to get 10. What is that number? At least I'm sure you can think of the correct answer to this question. That of course is going to be what? 6. But we need to solve it algebraically. So what we do is that because we need to group like terms, so let me write it. We are grouping like terms. So I'm going to get rid of this number on the left so that it goes to join the number on the right. And in that way, what I have to do is that, let me repeat the question here. What I need to do is I have to take away 4 from both sides of the equation. And I said this is the left side, this is the right side. The equal to is acting as a bridge that helps you to know what is on the left and what is on the right. Hope you understand what I'm saying. So I'm taking away 4 because if I subtract 4 from here, this becomes 0 and the 4 comes here. So let's see. So the x will be left like that. You have 4, you take away 4, that's 0. And I said let's not write the 0, forget about that. Then we go to equal to. Then 10 minus 4 should give you 6. So that becomes the answer. And of course that you know that if we add 6 to 4, we are going to what? Get 10. Let's take another example. Please, the next one, you can try your hand on it. Now, before I take you through the next step, remember that because from the beginning I told you that we use the opposite sign. If the operator connecting them is addition, we use subtraction. And of course, if it's division, you're going to use multiplication. If it's multiplication, you're going to use division. That's the opposite sign. So addition should go with subtraction. Division should go with multiplication. Do you understand me? So let me give you another one that has subtraction. So let's say I have x minus 3 is equal to 7. What must we do? First step, we need to group like terms. Like I said here, we group like term first. In grouping like terms, we want to carry this number from the left side to the right side. So what we have to do is that because this number we are trying to get rid of is negative, meaning it is subtracting, what we do is that we're going to add 3, the same number that is here, and you do the same thing to the other side. Let's solve. So we are left with x here, but negative 3 plus 3 should always be 0. Okay, so we now go to the next. 7 plus 3, that should give you 10. You understand? So it tells us that there is a number here. Now we know that number is 10. So if I have 10 and I take away 3 from it, I'm going to be left with what? 7. That becomes the answer to this question. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to give you something to try. Okay, I'm going to give you something to try. So you can check out the next video on this lesson. I'm making it in parts, so this is like the part 1. So let's try these questions, just these 3 questions, and then I will leave the answer in the at the end of the video. So let's say we have x plus 7 is equal to 13. Then I will have let's say 12 plus a certain number is equal to 20. Then maybe I will have let's say x minus 2 is equal to 13, something like this. Yes, so pause the video and then try your hands on it, and I'll see you in the next video.